to my channel. My name is Kamira, and this is my review for Ready to Love Season 4, Episode 6, The Opposites Attract episode. Before I get into the episode, let me go ahead and say thank you for watching. Thank you, and thank you. I am a little bit under the weather. I think I'm getting a piece of a cold or something, so I'm gonna try to push through. Hopefully I don't sound too bad. But yeah, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like the video, which I hope you guys do. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the episode. To start the episode, we see the women coming together, meeting with Uncle Tommy at the ladies' lounge, and I noticed they all look really nice. They all like dressed up, you know, dresses, these nice blouses, these nice bodysuits, and I was thinking like I would probably come in there with a graphic t-shirt and biker shorts on. Like, I should dress like an adult because like I'm in my 30s, but anyway, it's not about me. So Tommy asked them to close their eyes and think about their number one. Bernicia said Joelle. Amber said Chris. If I close my eyes, envision like who I would be dating on the show, it would probably be Jason or Joelle. I like those two on the show, so I would close my eyes and think about one of those if I was on the show. But anyway, Tommy says to go out with somebody who's not that person you're thinking about right now. Because he was like, that's why some of y'all single, because y'all date a certain type that may not be a good fit for you. And again, since they sent home Tressa and Stacy last week, this week the women have the power to eliminate. Before they even go on any dates or anything, my prediction for who will go home will probably be Chris or Dietrich. Those will be my predictions at this point in the episode. All right, let's go ahead and get into the first real scene. The first date we see is Ron and Alexis. And I initially thought, like Uncle Tommy said, go on a date with someone who was not in your top or your like number one person. So I'm wondering who else did Alexis think of if it wasn't Ron. I thought he would have been her first choice. So why she going on a date with him is what I thought at first. But anyway, they went putt-putting. He was kind of holding her tight, you know, like, you know how men do when you're like trying to, like when you're golfing or whatever, they come behind you and kind of show you how to do it. He was doing that. She enjoyed him being, you know, that close to her. He said that he doesn't have a spiritual past. And I remember that she was a pastor's wife before coming on this show. And he lives like a rock star. What does that mean? Like, explain a little bit more. I would like to know in more detail. What does that mean? But anyway, she said she was okay with that. She doesn't feel worried about where he'll lead her. But like, I thought she wanted somebody who was spiritual. And I'm like, if he's a rock star, he ain't gonna lead you to church. Or would he? Like, I need more information about what he means by this rock star lifestyle. But anyway, she said she's also feeling AJ, and he's her typical type. He says Chrysanthemum is his typical type, and she was like, well, do you want a trophy wife, or do you want the real thing? I hate this whole trophy wife thing because it kind of makes you feel like the person only has their looks to kind of go on. And I don't know if that's how Chrysanthemum is, if she's dense or if she's like a, you know, I don't know. But, you know, what is that really saying about her, or what you think about her if you're saying she would just be a trophy wife and not the real thing? So, was that shade, or I don't know. She says she wants reassurance. Oh, she's really big on like being somebody number one and like wanting people to know that she's above everybody else. I mean, I guess we all kind of want reassurance when we're dating somebody. She said she wants someone. Oh, wait. Oh, she said he said, excuse me for messing up right there, but I'm not going to take this out. He said she's ahead because they talk more than him and Chrysanthemum. So, you know, I mean, that makes sense. You guys are connecting more outside of just filming for the show, which I think they probably all should be doing anyway, you know, to really build connections. He says Alexis is a catch and they would be a power couple. I don't remember what it was Ron did for a living. But, you know, she got on his back. It was cute. He gave her like a piggyback ride out of wherever they were going. I thought it was cute. I don't know if I really see Alexis and Ron together as a final couple. I don't know. I kind of don't see them together in the end. But, okay, let's go ahead and get into the next scene. Next, we see AJ and Amber on a date. They kind of meet up at a park. He says, you know, well, why haven't we connected before now? She was like, because of you. I was just like, oh, Lord, here we go. She goes in to say that AJ has an arrogant feel, like he doesn't have to work hard and he's a playboy. And she said he's just not for me and that she matches energy. And I was just like, well, didn't you call him out for the date? So, well, you just call him and tell him about himself? And that's it? Okay. I don't see them together at all. I don't. I really don't see her and Chris together either. But anyway, next scene. Next, we see Chrysanthemum and Chris go on a date. They go meet up for food. She says, well, if Ron has another number one, then she needs a backup plan. Anyway, she said he's calm, and is it a friend vibe or can he be my man? I don't see anything between them. She says her man is not affectionate because of her. Oh, sorry. She says she's not affectionate because her mom was not affectionate with her, and that she really hasn't had relationships, and that she didn't know who her dad was. And I found that interesting because she kind of led with her dad being Italian or whatever at the first mixer. So it would be interesting that you kind of use that part of yourself, even though you don't really connect with it because of your dad is not around or whatever. Anyway, he said, can I read your energy? He says you're 70% feeling me and 30% not. She was like, yeah. And I was like, no, she's not. She is maybe 30% feeling you and 70% not. Change it around. He said he's 50-50 on Chrysanthemum, and he's focused on his connection with Amber. There was no chemistry, no nothing between the Chris's, Chrysanthemum and Chris. There was nothing there. Next scene. It looks like Amber is pretty popular here, even though on most of the casting special reviews that I saw, people thought Amber wouldn't last too long, but it looks like she's a little bit popular because she goes on another date with Joel. He was like, when he walked up, he wanted to give her a hug. He said, can I kiss you on the jaw? And she was like, oh, how many people you gonna kiss? Hold on now. And he was like, nobody. And I thought that was interesting. And he kissed her on the cheek or jaw. She did look really nice. He said he does want to be married again, and he does want companionship. He asked how does she feel about dating him, being that he's older and that he already has kids. She said, I don't want to replace their mom, so she doesn't really have a problem with him already having kids. He ends up feeding her. It was a pretty cool date, and at the end of the date, he did earn her kissing him on the cheek as well. I still don't see them together, but it was a cool date. I think Vernisha and him probably be the strongest connection. I don't know. I don't see him and Amber together at all. I don't see her making it to the end either. Her or Alexis at this point right now, or Chrysanthemum. But anyway, okay, next scene. Next we see Liz and Jason at the aquarium. I think she brought a picnic basket for them to kind of have at the table at the aquarium. Oh no, not aquarium. The like a carnival, or I don't know. It was a Ferris wheel, so I don't know where that is, but they were there. I don't see Liz and Jason together, but it was a nice date. She talks about her being celibate and abstinent, and he said, I'm offered that. I'm willing to support you if that's what you want to do, because our ultimate goal would be marriage and to be together. So he had no issue with that. She asked him if he had an issue with dating someone who's older than you. He was like, no, because you look younger than me. She does. She looks really pretty. With her hair is pulled back, her hair is down and straight. She looks pretty to me. I find it so interesting that she was single for 17 years. Like, I don't know. I think she's pretty cool. Like, she has a dope personality so far. Like, I don't see anything that's like a red flag for her. But I don't know. So anyway, they got on the Ferris wheel. They were sitting real close together, and he kissed her. I think it was a little forced and a little awkward, to be honest. And now I like Jason. If I was on the show, I would probably talk to him or Joel. Him because he's a teacher, and I like when black men are in that field. Anyway, she said she was not expecting her first kiss to be with Jason. She wanted it to be with David, probably. They hold hands, walk around, they talk. It was cute. They were even matching the with outfits. It was cute. They got a second kiss. And she said, you know, she really keeps thinking about David because she really cares about David. Yeah, I think her and David will probably be the last two to make it to the end. Like, I mean, one of the last couples. I don't see her and Jason making it to the end. But it was an okay date. Okay, next scene. Next, we see Kyra and AJ go on a date. She pulled up in her BMW. He met her out the car. He had flowers for her. It was okay. I'll get into my reservations about them in a second. She said he's a wild card. He knows he's been working his way out of a hole with her because of their whole disastrous date with the card declining and all that stuff. They play a game of Never Have I Ever, and it gets to them being in love. He talks about how he's had issues with communication in the past and feeling like he wasn't being heard, or he was saying something, but the person may not have really understood what he was saying. They kind of get into like a little, like, she's kind of challenging him on that. Like, well, what did you do to make it better? Or, you know, kind of like that kind of energy. So I was like, oh my gosh, this date is going to go to the left, but they recover. She said, you know, communication is kind of stifling with them. And she said, like, they're just not clicking. They're just not meshing well for whatever reason. They're kind of like missing each other at that point in the date. He said he's trying to be upfront, and, you know, he struggles with depending on other people because as a child, he was kind of left to be independent and left to his own devices, if you will, as a child, and that he's a loner. He says he's ready to let someone in. He wants a companion. She was like, oh, I can do that. He asked her about where he stands. She said that he is in her top 3. He has been since the beginning, and that he was being more sincere. She could tell that he's being more sincere now. He's opening up a little bit. He feels like he has redeemed himself, and he kisses her on both cheeks. Now, I feel like Kyra should have not mentioned the whole like El Cheapo thing to everybody if you're going to continue to pursue him and if you're still open to dating him. I feel like if you're El Cheapo, that whole situation was like a deal breaker and you were just like through with him, you could have just left it at that. But like kind of keep giving him second chances. It's just like, well, why did you even mention that if it didn't really bother you that much? You know, or did it bother you? Like, I'm a little confused there, but I don't see them making it to the end either. I see her and Jason probably making it more so than her and AJ. But okay, let's go ahead and get into the next scene. Next, we see Renisha and Dietrich go on a date. They were an odd couple, but I guess if the assignment was, you know, going for someone that's not your top pick, that makes sense that they'll be meeting up. He says she's a goddess and that she has been on his mind. Really? Has she? Anyway, she said her days are pretty busy. She has, you know, her kids. She's running her business. And he was like, well, do you have time for a man? One thing she said that we all know is true. She said, well, you make time for what you want to make time for. I would go into like a whole little tangent, but I'm not going to do it about somebody. But anyway, she wants someone who's going to be a leader, the head of her household, take some of the slack off her, because she said she can do everything on her own, but you don't always want to. You want somebody to come in and kind of take a little load off your back. Hello, that's what I want. I can do everything myself, but I don't want to always have to. I'm kind of tired of always doing things by myself. Come on in, take one of these, just not even a bill, but like take just something off my shoulders. Like, I understood what she said when she said that. He was like, well, you see that? You see that's me. She was like, well, I'm trying to still see it. And he kept on saying, she's tough. She's tough. And I was like, why are you saying she's a tough person? Because she's not going to take your crap, or because she has certain things she wants? That's not necessarily her being tough, or her being, what's another word for tough? I can't think of it right now because it's not in my notes. But yeah, and she was just like, she just doesn't have tolerance for like, nonsense or whatever. She's no tolerance. And he was just like, I don't know. Oh, he said he was getting nervous around her, and she was just like, she didn't really like that he said he was being nervous. She wants someone that's a little bit stronger and more assertive, I guess, is what she's trying to say during this moment. And it kind of just went left. They weren't connecting. It wasn't even really a friendship type of date. It was just like, why are we here? It went left. And at that point I wrote, I think he'll probably be going home. I think he kind of used Tressa to kind of stay around a little bit, but now I think he probably will be going home. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and get into the next scene. Next, we see the ladies all come together. They go to the ladies' lounge and meet up with Uncle Tommy to discuss their dates from that week. Alexis talks about Ron and how their date was magical and he was being affectionate. She talks about the piggyback ride he gave her and that she is his number one. Chrysanthemum said, well, I'm in his top. Like, I don't like that they're kind of competing for a man. Like, I know that's the premise of the show. You're supposed to date around, but the way they talk, it's like they're actually competing instead of just dating. Like, what is that top gonna do? It can change tomorrow. It can change in the next 10 minutes. You're going to date, or you call him, it can change. So, like, stop being so caught up on number one, number two. That's just my little spiel. Anyway, Amber talks about going on her date with Joel, how he fed her, how it was romantic. Vernisha didn't like that. And I didn't either, to be honest. I wish he would have done those things with Vernisha. They have had a few dates, but like, I don't know. I want to see more from their Joel and Vernisha, not Joel and anybody else on the show, really. Vernisha said like she felt disregarded because they hadn't kissed yet, and he's kissing Amber on her face. Yeah, I understood how she felt in that moment, and I felt like, dang, Joel, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. But anyway, Kyra talks about her romantic date with AJ. Uncle Tommy was like, but did he pay? She was like, yes, he paid, and talked about how he let his guards down, and it was romantic and all of that good stuff. I still don't see her with AJ. I think, I don't know. I don't see it. But anyway, I could be wrong. Oh, I'll get into that in 1 second. Liz talks about her kiss with Jason and how they went on a date and how it was fun and whatever. And Kyra did not like that. She did not like that Jason kissed on Liz. And I didn't either. It was awkward. It seemed like if somebody is coming at you, if you're on a date and somebody's like, coming to you to give you a kiss, you don't want to be like, ugh, like, even though it has happened. But I don't know. I feel like she had to probably kiss him. But it wasn't like, it didn't flow. It wasn't like a in the moment type of thing. Like, I need to kiss you right now. It's like I want to force it, is what it felt like to me. But anyway, they talk about who they are not feeling. Chrysanthemum talks about Chris, her supposed to be backup plan, but said that there was no romance. And I think Chrysanthemum could be going home soon too. I do. But anyway, Kyra talks about Chris. Alexis also says Chris. They were not feeling him. Vernisha says Dietrich and that she wants a leader, and he just wasn't giving her that on their date. Liz also said Dietrich, and so did Kyra. Amber says AJ. And Kyra was like, wait, what? What did he do? She was like, hold on now. I let y'all say Chris. 3 of y'all done said Chris, and I didn't say anything. So I'm going to say AJ. Talks about how he's a playboy and how he doesn't have to try very hard. And, okay, so my thing is, when it comes to AJ, I think that they are kind of judging him based on how he looks. He's attractive. You may think because a lot of you guys like him in this group that he's just a playboy. But I'm just like, what has he done that says playboy? I don't know. I think I'm missing something because I don't really get playboy from him. I get that he may really want to settle down with someone. He may have a past, but I don't get playboy and him not trying and all of that. I don't know what they're doing behind the scenes as far as like reaching out to people. Obviously, they're communicating because we know about Ron and Alexis talking about off camera or whatever. So I don't really get playboy from him. But anyway, Vernisha also says AJ, Liz, and Alexis. Alexis says that AJ is not at her bottom. That's why I was just like, but who? When they had the assignment to go on a date with somebody who's not in your top, why did she go on a date with Ron? She didn't really follow the directions, in my opinion. I could be tripping. But anyway, let's get into the bottom two. So the bottom two are AJ and Dietrich. Alexis meets up with AJ and Kyra meets up with Dietrich. Alexis says that the consistency with him was just not there. He had her like come sit a little bit closer to her, which I also found interesting because the way he was holding on her was like real kind of affectionate, kind of like real sensual in a way. And I feel like on their date, when she was kind of being the aggressor of that kind of conversation, he didn't like it. So like, AJ, make up your mind which one you want. But anyway, she lets him know that he's on everybody's bottom, including hers, and that he's on the chopping block. That whole playboy thing came up again, and I don't see playboy. I don't see that. I could be wrong. That's why I could be single right now, because I can't pick them. But I don't know. I don't get that, though. Anyway, he tried to, like, reach out and touch her. She was like, I ain't doing that with you. So, anyway, she lets him know that he will be staying, but he has to kind of step it up. He has to do more, especially with her. No, especially with whoever is in his top. It kind of gets a little bit emotional. And I think it's because they're kind of like misjudging him. I really do. I don't see playboy. I said it like for the 4th time now, but I just don't see it. Anyway, Kyra lets Dietrich know that he's going home, basically. He said, it's cool. He's sad, but he has learned a lot. I hope so. I hope in reference to Tressa that he learns that, you were so focused on like what was wrong with her that you didn't really make other connections, or even that one wasn't even really a real connection, but I digress. Okay, on the next episode, we see the guys are introducing the ladies to their friends. Or I think it could be everybody doing that. I'm not sure if it's just the guys or if it's the guys and the girls. It wasn't really clear from the next week's episode preview. It wasn't really clear. We see Ron, Alexis, and Chrysanthemum all going on like a triple date. Which, why are we doing that? Like, it reminds me of like the Bachelorette or Bachelor when he goes on a date with 2 girls and like one of them leave at the end. So I'm just like, why are y'all going on a triple date? Why? You could have done that separately. Anyway, Kyra meets up with AJ and Jason at some point on the next episode, and then we see Vernisha meet with Joelle's friend. I don't know. So as of right now, my predictions for the last 3 couples to make it will be David and Liz, Vernisha and Joelle, and then Kyra and somebody. I don't know who. Maybe Kyra and Jason. I don't see Kyra and AJ, but I don't really see Kyra and Jason either. I don't see Alexis making it all the way to the end with anybody. I mean, I don't know. That's what I think so far. Yes, that is the end of the episode. I want to say thank you, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm also gonna start reviewing Married to Medicine, Married at First Sight, Unmatchables. I'm thinking about Growing Up Hip Hop. I'm not 100% sure just yet. And Married at First Sight when it does come back on, and Housewives of Potomac when that comes back on in like a couple of months. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will see you on the next one. Bye.